What's up, guys? Welcome back. Episode
14
of
the Grand App Show with Sunny in here, man.
Very Sunny.
Alert.
I just started, I'm pretty much Snapchatting the intros every time, so people know. But yeah, super sunny. Sorry if it's blinding the camera. The light's right in there, so we don't need softbox lights for this one. Yeah, welcome to the show. Episode 14, we're almost at that 20 milestone.
Yeah. Hey, before we start too, a couple episodes back we did what was different about like that scene, that shot. There's something different in this shot right here. I don't even know if you know, but I know because it's something I've been cutting back on. So that's a little hint. So put in the comment below what's different about this shot.
And if you notice Brand's energy level's low, that's probably why. So that's a hint. So today's topic, what I want to talk about was I came across a pretty interesting article about Dropbox, and they're asking the CEO if he's going to go public or not. So would you take your company public, right? Do you want to offer an IPO? Do you want to get some investment? And pretty much he said like we have positive cash flow, so no time in the near future. We want to have an IPO. We just want to have a customer funded company. So that's what I want to talk about is customer funding companies, startups. When do you look at investing into a company? When do you look at bringing on investors? When should you go public? Or should you just use your positive cash flow, right, to help increase and fuel your company, which I think relates to us really well actually, because since January we started to ramp up our social media marketing division, Grand Social. As we did that, we decided, right, that what we're going to do is we're going to take almost 100% of those profits and put that back into the company. We're going to hire people, we're going to buy office equipment, we're going to do office build outs, right? So kind of take them through that, the decision that we made for that and why it made sense.
It made great sense, and even to jump back, you even had offers for investment opportunities prior to now, to level we're at now, to the scale they were at. Even prior to, we've had opportunities for investment, and he turned them down for a number of reasons. For one, if you're taking on that money, it could be a substantial amount. You are required to give that money back, right? So you're kind of putting yourself under a lot of pressure if you do take on this investment, because your idea may not actually go to where you want it to go, and then you're in debt, you gotta pay these people back and so forth. So instead of going that route, we actually just made it a main focus of ours to build our company from within, right? We really got good at sales, we reached out, we built our clientele, started expanding services, going into the social media that he had mentioned, and then everything that was coming in. Our social media is based on recurring. So what we wanted to do was build that up so we could pretty much manage all of our employees, and then everything else we would build on, expanding the office or getting new computers, getting, the murals, everything, whatever, just building up the office, making it more employee friendly, and making an environment that people want to come in, they feel motivated to actually build this company and grow from that. And I think that's worked out great. I want to see why we would need to have investment at this point.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a positive cash flow company, I think that you should just keep that going. Why make it messy? Why bring on investors? Why bring on partners? Because I mean that people probably think, well, you don't have to pay it back. You could just go bankrupt. But for us, we're trying to build a solid brand name. We're trying to build a good name for ourselves. We're trying to be really ethical, good businessman, because that's going to really help us out in the future. Whereas, I mean, you could just not pay it back and get a bad rap, right? But you're probably not going to get more opportunities later down the road with other people. So, yes, you got to pay that back. And then there's probably an interest with it. And if there's not an interest with it, there's partnership, and you still have to pay that other partner. So that's still interest in a way. So what does it look like? You'd have to weigh those factors, like if it's a 7% interest rate, or if I have to pay that partner 10%, they're technically owed 10% of the profits you make. You have to look at it. I mean, the partner side of it is not as risky. It's riskier for the partner to invest in it because they can lose the money, but at the same time, you don't have to pay them back at a certain time. You can negotiate with people.
Now
a bank is like, give me the money.
Exactly, and I want to say investment, he brought on partners, like that is a good idea. And I'm sure, we've talked about it before, so Chris would contest this before even asking him that bringing on partners is a good idea within a company. For one, if you're trying to scale a company to a certain level, to be honest, there's a lot of stress that comes with that. There's a lot of positive, there's a lot of negatives, and to have just one person really focus on all that negative, that's really tough to manage. You're not making appropriate and wise business decisions when you have all that stress, and that's going to buckle your company. and just having outside ideas. You know,
Yeah.
everyone's not going to be on the same page. Chris could have an idea which, you know, he thinks is genius. You know, let's put this money here, here, and there. So then just another outside thought, like, well, hey, maybe we're moving kind of fast. Let's rethink this. Let's really sit down, write it out, and then after a 30-minute conversation, he's like, you know what? You're right. Maybe let's sit back on this decision. Let's go with it, you know, in the future, and so forth. So, you know, having investment money flood into your company and having partners, even partners that may have a certain percent, you know, that's two different roads to take, you know.
Yeah, I think what we did too, like that's the advice I'd want to give is you know, customer funding your company. So the deals come in, the sales that come in, that's from your customers. They pay you that, right? So taking that, instead of taking that as profit and collecting it, you know, and putting it somewhere else, like put that back into the company and hire up, and as you scale up, I mean, that makes the most sense, right? Because you're taking your profits, you're gonna put that back in, you're gonna scale up, and a lot of people probably go, well, you gotta be careful, because then if you keep doing that, you'll keep growing, you'll never make money as an owner, you'll never make profit. It's like, you know, I get it. You know, I get it. Other people should get it. There's a limit, right, where you stop it, right, and you have to look at, you know, how do you make that profit? But if you have positive cash flow, why not? Especially too, though, this is the biggest thing. Is opportunity. We looked at it and we decided, hey, there's a bigger opportunity that's out here than what we have right now, and if we take the customer funds right for that and we customer fund our company, right, with a positive cash flow, then we could get to that level. Whereas if we never invested back into it, you could stay at this level and keep making those profits. And that's, if you're really comfortable with that and you're happy with that, that's totally fine, and you'll probably be here. But you can't grow if you don't have extra resources. And resources, a lot of times, it's not just money. You know, it's people. For us in our business, our resources are people. It's not money. It's not. I mean, computers too. You know, but the resources is the creative. It's the help. It's the extra people. They could, you know, they could do logo design. They could do creative campaigns. They could schedule stuff out. They have more knowledge than you. Right?
We got
That's
to that
what you have
level.
to do.
We got to that level. Some people, they might want to, I want to keep this business small. They may want to have that small business mindset, or even that small business mindset to just get all the profit, you know. But guess what? Like you said, you're going to maintain that certain level. We honestly got to the position where we had so many projects, so many clients coming on board, we had to hire. We had to get new employees, and we had to get, you know, experts within that field for a certain type of logo, brand design, and all that type of stuff. Or else we would have lost clients.
You
know, we were getting bigger clients, so, you know, we had to expand within. So, you know, we would have either lost clients or we wouldn't have grown to where we are today. So we had to.
It was strategic. It was customer funded. It was strategic. You know, and that's like the closing thought is, you know, looking at like what does the market tell you? Because it told us we have to invest. It said you have to get more people because we demanded. The demand was there. The opportunity was there. So it's like, all right, let's do that. But then find a way. How do you do it? Is it getting a loan and then growing off that? Is it getting some outside money back into that? You know, or is it using your positive cash flow that you have? I think the less risky is using your positive cash flow that you have, because then you can always still go get more sales, right? You can increase, you can kind of choose your own destiny. Whereas if you have just partners that are like, hey, I got this on it, where's my money at? Right? Or a bank, where's our bank note at? Right? We need that every single month. You know, then you're kind of, your mind is more driven off them. Like you're thinking about the bank, like, oh, I gotta pay this. That's your main focus. But if you're customer driven, it's like, all right, well, we want to grow, right? But you use the customer, right, that's coming in, the client's money, that's your profits, whatever you want to do with it as a business, but you use that to invest back in your company. That's when you're customer driven, right? So then you think about it, how do I get more clients? How do I get more customers? Well, it has to be better service, you gotta hire more, and it's a nice cycle that you have. Whereas like, you know, if you're worried about bank note, you might get tempted by things. You might get tempted by dropping level service, right, and cutting corners to get more profit so you can pay the bank note. You know, that's how people get in trouble. So that's what I want to talk about is a customer funding, you know, your business, positive cash flow. Once you do get into that place, it's awesome because you can now control your destiny of where do you want to go and how do you want to grow as a company. You know, and that's like the pinnacle of a successful company is getting positive cash flow, right, and determining where you want to go with it. I mean, looking at Amazon, like it took them, I mean, I don't even know if they're positive yet. They've been negative for 20-some years, you know, like it's hard to get to that level. But once you do get to that level, you can kind of control and, you know, shape that destiny. So that's what we got. A little low on energy because it's like 6 o'clock in the PM, and usually we do this at 12 o'clock. We're all fired up. So that's what we got. We'll be back later, guys, in episode 15. See you guys next week.